Hello and welcome back. I think not in the previous video, but recently we actually had this function named handle interactions. So we're just gonna upgrade it to actually have proper interactions, not only pickups, because actually it's just handling pickups. So let's make an else if hit.transform try.get component out. So we'll have to make a new C# script, and we're going to call that interactable object. So interactable object, and then double click to open it in our editor. I'm going to delete the starts and update because we will not need those, and I'll define a public void, just call it interact. Just going to write a comment here, interact logic, I think. So interact logic, and we're simply going to call this interact function because it's public. We'll be able to access it from our player controller script. So any object in the scene that is interactable must have this script. So we're just gonna, I think, just save that, and now here we can actually do an try.get component of type interactable object, and if we do, just give a local variable interactable object. So what we're gonna do here is let's just get some UI done first. That's what we'll have to do anyway. So let's make an interactions UI, and we will just stretch it with an image, stretch that with, set the position X at 0 and the width at 400, 50, 200, 300. Change the color to complete black, alpha to 150, and then save. And again, create a new UI text mesh pro. This text mesh pro is just going to be aligned in the center. Just call this text interact with just interact, and just make it centered. Now we can center them in post Y and X at 0 again. After that, in the image we'll add a new component. Oh, this is not going well with the outline. I think it's not supported for images, so I'm just gonna try to see. No, it's just making the interact button more dark, so just delete that, remove it. And now we're going to create, I think, let me just create an empty game object, call that interact UI. So interactions UI will have two empty game objects, and one's going to be for the pickup UI and the interact UI. So that's why I did that, and just create another new one. This is for the pickup UI, and then we're just gonna, we have to stretch that as well, 0, 0, 0, and then we create a UI. Or just duplicate the interact UI and rename that one to pickup UI. Turn off the interact UI and change the text in the pickup UI to pickup, and we have everything set up rather. So you can turn them both on and then just turn them together off. Save, and save the project as well using command S or control save. Now in this else if, rather, let's just go back into the interactable object script. Which one should we do first? I think we'll need some variable first. So serialize field, it's going to be a private of type text, not text, we just need two game objects because we won't actually need the text reference. So we'll simply say game object, and the game object is our interact UI. Then we just copy this and paste this and change it to pickup UI. You can just minimize that region. So now we will make another else, and we need to actually change our code a bit. So I'm going to delete that and just Command X or Control X that, and then make a new if and paste that in there. Then do Command X or Control X and paste that in there. Delete. Rather, I think I just made a mistake. Deleting this if, and now let's just do some formatting so that it fixes it. So format document, and what's gonna happen is, because every time we want to show the UI if we have a hit of type interactable object, to do that we'll need to check for input inside that method. Oh, I lost that actually, so because I Command X'd or the Control C'd it, so I'll have to write that again. Input.play.interact.triggered. So if that is done, then we just give him this thing, otherwise we don't, and just copy and paste that and remove this code in here. So up here we will enable our pickup UI because we're near pickup type, basically ammo pickup. Else if we don't, we're not near one of these. So if you're not near any of these, another else, and in both of these else you're gonna set actives or false, but one type of object. So pickup UI.set active is false, set active to false, and as you can see we need to, in this one, because we are interacting. For interacting, we just set active the interact UI, and that will show the interact UI 2 up there, and then interact UI.set it to false in the else. Now we will simply copy that, and we're just gonna do both of them false if the physics of raycast does not actually find anything. And now in the input.play.interact triggered inside our hit.transform of type interactable object, we simply say InteractableObject.interact. Let's get out of 2D mode. Let's create a 3D object cube, and this is gonna be for our testing of the interactable object. So this cube is placed on the ground. Let's just put it at 0.5 and name it to interact text test. Now let's add component of type interactable object. We have the script there. Let's go back into the interactable object, and just for testing, just drag this one above the box collider. Yeah, come on. Let me drag the box collider below then. Right, so now we have that above the collider. And just for testing, we're just gonna write debug.log, and we're going to log interact, and just give it the game object.name. So plus our game object.name. It's gonna basically say interact test. So let's just give it a reference. I actually hit the play mode and then cut that part, sorry. But I I actually hit the play mode without these references set, so I just cut that part. Now let's drag the references and then save, and now if you press the play button, if I go near one of these, so let's go walk towards these, and it gives this nice little pickup. It's asking me to pick it up. If I go near this one, it says pick up again. So if you go near this cube, now we have a new one, and this time it's the interact. Let's just stop the play mode and go back into our code. Rather, let's just look at our L pickups. They all have a pickup tag or the layer. We're gonna use a Unity event actually. So we're gonna do a serialized field private, and this Unity events are under using Unity engine dot events. Events. Private Unity event. So Unity events are really good. I mean, they're really nice to work with. Just gonna call that event interact, and inside our method we simply say interact dot invoke. So whatever was set in the editor to happen on that Unity event is going to, basically it's just gonna call all of those things. You can have multiple settings on that event, so that's great about Unity events. And now I'm just gonna do some comments. So we can say pickup, and we can also put this below just to close it kind of, and then right below it we can write interact, and copy that, paste it below, and I think can we check if we are looking at something in the interact max range. You can comment on it even more, but I don't think I should do that in this video. So let's start using our Unity event. We have set it as a serialized field, so it will be visible, and there you can see you can add, move, and add multiple. So I'm gonna simply drag the interact test game object itself and tell it to set active and set itself inactive when it's interacted. So now if we hit the play button, let's get to this one, pick this up, and if I get near this and I press the interact key, you can see it just disappears because I just set it off. Pick all of these up, can reload, and I'm firing again. So let's do something else. There are some basic things that you can do already with this Unity event itself. Let's change the event a bit. Not in the code. Let's just close the script. Close the. I think we don't need to code more about this in this video. Let's make a space, make it look better. Add a comment. Should we add a comment? Yeah, check for input and just copy this, paste it here as well. And then the comment. So after that one, I think we are good to close this region. Yes, closed. you can really play a lot with int events. They're really useful. So let me see what I can do now. I can actually make it look at another object every time I interact with it. So if you see, we have a transform, rather it's not visible, yeah, right there. We don't have anything here, but anyway, transform, and you can actually tell it to look at something, and you can say player. Okay, where the player is going to start looking at us. So let's go, and as soon as I hit the interact key, it's looking at us, kind of. Not really. Yeah, if I jump on top of it, because it doesn't have the ground layer, it's just gonna have some funny reactions to us, where my player just thinks he's in the air. So you just have to add the script, and then we'll need different scripts. So in the next video, we'll think about adding some doors and proper interactable objects. That cube was just for testing. I think we can decrease the size of this slab also. Some final adjustment, and then hit command to also drag this one down. Let's just make this a bit bigger because the cover is open, so any player would think that if we just put our mark on the cover it should interact, but because our collider was too small it wouldn't, so I just made this bigger. But for some reason the rest of them did not get updated. I think it's not supported multiple colliders editing. So what I'm going to do is select this one that was edited and just copy the component and select these two and paste the component values. You can see all of them have become bigger. So we can control S or command S and just save our project by doing file save project, and we can now test out our final result of this video. So I can go near, pick up nice UI, and if I pick up I get some ammo, pick up I get some more. That's all you can see in the interact UI. I think we can just add an interact E, because I mean if you're publishing for a gamepad you'll have to change that. So pick up for square, but because right now I'm using keyboard, we just keep that E. So that's really it for this video. Thanks for watching.